What? What? What do you mean terrifying? Which ones are terrifying? I don't even put any of like the more like bloody ones on my slideshow. What do you mean? The one with the knife is pretty scary. Are you scared of kitchenware? Are you scared of kitchenware, Pydots? It's not scary. Hi. Sorry, I was just so shocked by that statement that I just have been thrown into a state of confusion. But hello. Hello Azure, hello Para, hello Rayo, hello Chicken, hello Hugs, hello Circuit, hello Trematol, hello Pydots. How we doing? Large proportion women scare me? Oh, it's the proportions that's the problem? You are British while I'm not. For God's sake. Do you have a license for that knife? I got beefed. Oh god, okay. Roast beef? Roast beef? Nice beef? Actually, I don't really like. Oh wow. Oh god. Okay. What is the beef with WoW? Also, hi everyone. Good evening. Good morning. Good afternoon. How we doing? Yeah. No, it's with Blizzard. I understand having beef with Blizzard. I would have beef. I should have beef with Blizzard. I just they own my soul, so I can't. Does leveling like it does exist, but they like squished all the levels down. The leveling is now just like really fast, and you can do it in a few hours. Because they basically just want you to get to max level as fast as possible. Also, yes, there is a Death Knight in WoW. How are we starting off on this subject? Yes, WoW is really difficult for people to get into. It's really difficult to convince people to give it a try. The free trial doesn't actually feel like enough to get people hooked into the game. It's not very straightforward, like what the best route to take is. The story is kind of a mess now, because you're not expected to actually do the entire story to reach max level. Yeah, it's really hard. Tricked me into playing WoW again during Dragon Wilds, and all that did was make me try Final Fantasy XIV, which I liked. Oh no! Oh no! Can we please make a classic guild? But I don't have all my cool stuff on classic. I would play, just feel like killing progressively bigger hogs for more skins. I mean, I suppose. WoW hasn't been relevant for a decade and a half. Yeah, I mean, you might not be wrong, but I mean, I still like WoW. I'm still a fan of WoW. That's why I am literally. I haven't played it today, because I was out today. I went outside, regrettably, and I didn't get back until like after 10 PM, and so I needed to like decompress from being outside, and then wanted to. Obviously, I'm streaming, so I didn't want to like get distracted by World of Warcraft. But trust me, the Battle.net launcher is open on my taskbar. They should make WoW 2 at this point. They are actually planning on finishing the story like, I'm pretty sure the World Soul Saga is supposed to be like the end. When did WoW oh god, the original WoW? 2004 apparently. Yeah, 2004. Jesus. That was a long time ago. It could die for its country? Oh my god, yeah, it's 21, it can drink. Oh my, actually no, wait. No, I think it's turning 21 in November. Rhythm Game Print is the same chart? God. But yeah, no, I like WoW, but I recognize that it is really hard to get people into it, which is why, as much as I do go like, I really want people to play WoW with me, I'm like not super pushy about it, because I know that, like, it's not the easiest to get into, or stay playing, or stay motivated playing, if you haven't been playing for like a while. That's the beef. Yeah, that's understandable beef. That is understandable beef. I wish it wasn't true, but it is. I need you to be pushier? No, I can't do it. I'm not that type of person. Stop being young. I don't think that's how it works. Unless you kill them, I guess. No more addiction. Number will go down. No, not number go down. Star Wars: The Old Republic. I mean, I guess it's an MMO, but I never played Star Wars: The Old Republic, so I'm gonna say no. Be pushy about anything other than shilling Blizzard. Give me your Steam trading cards. That's what I'll be pushy about, real. You know, WoW sponsorship, so you're constantly obligated to be pushy and get paid. I don't think Blizzard would pay me to shill them. That worked. I have been giving you my cards. Thank you for your cards. I'm generally not a pushy person, I feel. I can't really think of anything I'm particularly like... what's the word I'm looking for? Particularly like adamant about, I guess. Raiding dungeons with friends is all comfy, and then I think of mountains of dead hogs it would take to get to the fun part. It doesn't take mountains, and you can level up really fast, but it does kind of require like knowing what you're doing before you can level super fast. Like, I took a character up to level 80 on the event that's currently going on in literally like less than a day. Oh yeah, I don't shill for Blizzard. My soul is owned by Blizzard. StarCraft was the very first game I ever played at 5 years old, and from then they've had a grip on my soul that I've never quite been able to escape. But like, don't mistake that for like condoning everything the company does or anything. Like, that would never. Pushing the poor mice out of your roof. Oh, I'm past pushing them out of my roof. I'm killing them. I'm killing them. I've had enough. What's StarCraft? Shush. 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 Don't ask that. The emotions power levels completely from levels to equipment. Yeah. Microsoft owns it. Oh god, that sucks. Free oh, don't call them little. Gross. 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 I'm not eating the mice. No, it's funny actually. We have a new foster who arrived today. and I was out, so I wasn't actually here for the foster cat's arrival. I can't remember the foster cat's name. But she explored the house, and apparently my mum was telling me she came up to my room, walked around, sniffed around, jumped up on my chair, tried to jump up towards my figurines, so apparently I need to go put them somewhere safe where they're not going to get knocked down. And then she jumped on my bed, and she sat, and then suddenly, out of nowhere, she looked up, and her eyes did, cats' eyes dilate when they go into hunting mode, because she could hear them. She could hear the mice. Which, in a way, it's like, wow, you're a hunter cat. You would get them if they weren't in the ceiling and therefore impossible to actually reach. No, Miku's will be. No, don't sacrifice my Miku's. Good kitty. Yeah, so this new emergency foster. So we've had a foster cat for over a year now. He is a unfortunately chronically ill male cat. For that reason, we haven't really taken on any other permanent fosters. This one also isn't permanent. However, we've received this cat as an emergency. She needed to be rehomed as fast as possible. So she is a really tiny, and I don't mean like skinny. Why did you use the derogatory? I didn't! No, I was thinking tomcat first, but I wasn't really sure if tomcat is the right description. I wasn't sure if it was the right description, so I switched to saying male instead. I'm sorry. I just didn't want to get like fact checked over using the wrong words, okay? Forgive me. He does not. No, he after he got picked up from behind the chip shop, he got neutered. More prone to illness anyway. Yeah, so he was a stray for at least a couple of years before he was picked up. He's not a tomcat? Okay, in which case then I'm glad I didn't call him that. But yeah, he has been. He did have a little bit of when we first got him. He had a bit of like the puffy tomcat cheeks that they develop, but obviously that goes away after the hormones are no longer keeping their cheeks puffy and big. But yeah, because we've been taking care of him, we haven't had any other fosters other than occasionally taking care of other people's cats for the so the charity that we do it for. Other people that foster cats when they go on holiday and stuff, rather than like taking them to like a what's the word? It's not a kennel. Cattery. Rather than taking them to a cattery or stuff, like they'll just be like, oh, can anyone just take care of my foster for a few days while I'm like on holiday or busy or doing stuff, and we do that sometimes. But yeah, this time it's actually I believe the situation is something like she belongs to a couple, but they broke up, and one of them doesn't want the cat and the other one is moving into a shared residence where there are already other cats that don't get along with more cats. So she has to be rehomed to someone else. And so yeah, we're taking care of her for a little bit, until she gets spayed and all her health checks and everything, and then she'll be up for adoption. But she's very small, she's very cute. Oh, I just remembered her name, but I'm not going to tell you because it's kind of rare-ish, so I don't want someone like googling can I adopt the cat and like finding out. But she is like a I think she's some form of tortoiseshell, but like also like a tabby. She has the little like M shape on her forehead that some cats have. Sorry, are you gonna come all the way across the ocean to... Not the ocean, I guess it's just the sea. You're gonna come across the sea to come adopt this cat? Come to my house and speak to my nan? And not see me because I'm in the attic? See, yeah! No, my mum wanted to do fostering for quite a while, but our previous cat was kind of hostile to other cats, so we were never able to do it. So since Misty passed, we've been fostering. You've already made me too attached to the description of the tiny kitty. I'll see if I can take a photo. Like I said, I didn't get back until nighttime today, so it was already really late. So travel across the ocean to see the rat. You want to see the mice? I haven't even seen the mice. I hear them though. I hear them. By God, do I hear them at 5 AM? But yeah, that's the situation. Yay, cats. It means it's 2 AM, yes. And give them treats. Okay, I can probably do that. I don't know if she likes treats. We have the tubes. Maybe I can offer her a tube. The rats in the walls reference. Again? That's the second one today. No, I have mice in my ceiling. Like real. Also, yeah, it's 2 AM. If you need to go to bed, please do feel free to go to bed. If you need to get some sleep, please do. I'm going to destroy the tap dancing club. Good. Because my desire for a sane sleep schedule. I mean, I applaud you if you are capable of such a thing, because I am incredibly jealous. I drank 4 more. What the hell? What the hell, Para? As someone who has been in the past the person to drink 4 energy drinks, don't do that. No. Well, the American VTubers was always streamed at the time. It's supposed to be different. Prophecy to break this. Like, hey, most of my streams do happen in the daytime. I've just been disrupted because of the mice. I'm really annoyed. I'm not going to complain about it. I'm not going to whine about it. I'm internally whining about it, and I'm really trying to hold myself back. It's very difficult because as a British person, you know, complaining is kind of what we do. That's how we also deal with things. But I'm a little bit mad about my schedule getting disrupted by a problem that I thought was over. Just a little mad, just a little angry. What happens if you take energy drinks and melatonin pills? I'm pretty sure the melatonin pills just like won't work. Yeah, just a bit miffed in it. I don't think in it really fits there, but whatever. Blame the mice? What? Yes. Why not simply crawl into your walls with a hammer and some gumption? Because I have tried to crawl into the walls with at least a camera to try and see if I could find them. And in the past, I couldn't. They are hidden. I would have to tear the plaster. I would have to tear the plaster from my ceiling to get to them. How's the plague? Do you specifically mean the mice, or do you mean me like feeling rabbit hole enemy? What? Plaster is pretty cheap to replace. Do you want to pay for where I'm going to sleep while my room is exposed to the elements? Because the roof is literally like it's just the beams and then the tiles on the roof? Are you gonna pay for the redecorating? Anyway, I don't want to. I don't want to tear my entire ceiling down. 2-hour job? No, it's really not. I do like the code, but like, not that much. Oh, the sickness from the mice? No. And while we did find new, fresh evidence of the mice, I really specifically, me and my mom were like digging around in the cupboards around my room, and we found more evidence, and I was like, "Don't touch that." Barry told me that there's some kind of insane European disease you can get from handling that stuff. Don't touch it. Just mix various household chemicals in your room. You were living okay, not surrounded. Not surrounded. Don't do this, it makes mustard gas. Oh, just a bit of ammonia and bleach for legal reasons. Please do not do that. Please do not mix those chemicals. I put peanut butter kill them by like exploding their heart? That's a waste. No, I shouldn't say that. Either way, no, I'm using a anti-coagulant poison to kill them. I'm not using... Well, technically it is harmful for humans, but only if I decided to, like, eat some of the bait myself, so... I got horrible vibes. I had to go into the ceiling crawl space and it was nothing but endless How much cocaine have you done? I've never done cocaine. I'm sorry if you imagined me as a wild cocaine user. Not for me. But yeah, no. There's for legal reasons you could No, okay, listen, I just like to make myself very clear, okay? Are you saying you were doing cocaine, Para? You get 1 free arson per life. I'm not sure about that. If I would have ever picked a time to commit arson, it would have been back when I worked retail. The amount of times I thought about burning that warehouse down. The amount of times that I on my way to work, I would pray that I would see a smoke plume and the building would be engulfed in flames. The amount of times. So yeah, if there was ever a time of my life that I was closest to committing arson, it was back when I worked retail. Ignore my employee thoughts. Yeah, you can tell I really loved my job. If only some lightning, God. Honestly, I don't think lightning would have done anything to the building, to be honest. Too much brick. Either way. Complaints aside, it's fine. I'm sorting the mice out without arson and without making chemicals that will kill me. It's fine. It's gonna be sorted, and then I can stream normally and properly and get back on track rather than falling off again. It's fine. I got this. I got this. I'm not gonna go insane. Allegedly mice don't... Yeah, I actually got some... Was it essential oil? I got some peppermint essential oil back when they were, like, assaulting my ears every single night. And I put this strong peppermint scent, like, everywhere. Apart from it then gave me a headache. It gave me a headache because I filled my room with too much peppermint that it actually put me off. Garlic. No, not garlic. Is no. Destroying the mouse poppy. I think there are plenty of mice. I think that one house of mice will not matter. Don't get me wrong, I do want to make it clear. I like mice. However, I like mice when they're pets, when they're cute domestic pets. And I like mice when they're just like in the wild, in nature, where mice are meant to be. In the forests, in the meadows. Not my house. My house is not nature. Mice. Man, I know you were in the army and all, but like I didn't realize things were that desperate for you. Man, that's rough. Anyway, for a hamster myself. Local Rita was pro mouse despite. Yeah. True, real. I mean, are you surprised? Look at me. I'm a cat question mark. This is why triangle ceilings were a mistake. Well, I'm in the attic, so, you know. Don't have much meat though. Oh my god, stop talking about eating mice! What the hell? Guys. I've had squirrel, but you... I mean, I can't imagine squirrel and mice are that different. What they call those chicken cordon... What? Okay. I'm just gonna continue to not understand what is going on with the diets of humans. It tastes nutty. Drill stood on my window. They almost gave me a hot second. It's getting cold, so that I do. Oh yeah, when I was walking back to the bus stop, there was a squirrel that came like really close up to me while I was walking. I was like, "Hello, you are really nearby. You normally do not like humans." Either way, I'm gonna read. I've been talking for half an hour. I should probably read. I don't think this is another very long one. I think this is another very short one. Oh yeah, the new UI on YouTube. I really don't like it. Have you tried adding a video to a playlist yet? I hate the look of the new add video to playlist menu. Rather than just making it the words, they've made it so like the thumbnail appears, which is normally completely irrelevant because it's just the first video in the series, which is, when you make music playlists, is not really representative of the whole playlist. But whatever. Whatever. Why do they change things to be worse? Because the people who run the internet hate all of us so freaking much. They hate us. They hate us so bad. You have to justify the job somehow. Yeah, leaving something as it is that works perfectly fine. Yeah, no, that's not allowed. And I pay them. I'm killing you. In Minecraft, in Roblox, in whatever, in Star Wars Battlefront. I don't know what you play. I'm killing you in it. I'm going to read now. To read some Cognito Hazard. So yeah, the short story that I'm reading today, I will say in advance, this is another one that is in the dread section of the book. So this is going to be horror themed. It is called Kudan by Ichida Hyaken. It's translated from Japanese. It's from 1921. The note about it, the actual name, because it's not properly translated, because it's difficult to translate. It's written with a character that combines elements for human being and cow. Dark in my room. I'm not sure it's gonna be that horror, but Yeah, okay, fair enough. Either way, I'm going to... Okay? 20s was... Well, we've just gone into the 20s. I think most of the other stuff that I've read so far from this book has been... the first one was 1898, and then a few from around 1918. So yeah, this is the first one from the 1920s. There's about 4 from the 1920s in here, so... This is the earliest one. Half human, half cow. I still think this is going to describe a minotaur. See if this is about cow-human hybrids or what. Well, now we get to find out. So, if anyone needs to get some rest, please do feel free. If you need to get some food or a drink, please do. I will not be redirecting at the end of stream, and there shouldn't be any loud sounds at any time. So if you do fall asleep to the stream, there shouldn't be anything that wakes you up. If there are any problems with the audio anytime, please do let me know. I am still going to read chat, although I will not respond to chat until I've finished reading the short story, or if it ends up being longer than I thought, until I reach like the halfway point and stop. Other than that, feel free to keep on talking amongst yourselves, and have a very good night. Thank you very much. Alright, let me straighten up. I'm kind of sitting at a weird angle to my... chair creak. I'm sorry. Right. A large yellow moon hung in the distance. All colour, no light. Was this night time? Probably not. Was the pale blue streak of light in the sky behind me from a setting or rising sun? A dragonfly floated across the moon's yellow surface, but when its silhouette left the moon, I lost sight of it. The field around me extended as far as the eye could see. I stood, soaking wet, water dripping from the end of my tail. As a child, I'd heard stories about the Kudan, never thinking that I would turn into such a pathetic monster myself. But now here I was, a cow with a human face. What should I do in this vast, empty field? Why had I been put here? Where was the cow that had spawned me? At some point, the moon turned blue. The sky darkened, leaving only a thin band of light on the horizon. The band grew even thinner, and just when it seemed about to disappear, small black dots began to show up in it. They increased in number, and by the time they formed a line on the horizon, the band of light was gone, and the sky was dark. Then the moon began to glow. This is when I knew that it was nightfall, and that the fading light had been coming from the west. My body dried off, and each time the wind blew across my back, my short fur stirred in the breeze. As the moon grew smaller, its blue light flowed in all directions. Here in the middle of the field, which seemed as if it were underwater, I recalled things about my human past with regret. But the sequence was a blur. Try as I might, I couldn't tell at which point my life as a human being had ceased. Folding my front legs, I tried lying down, but I didn't like the sand sticking to my hairless chin, and got up again. As the night deepened, I wandered aimlessly or stood still in a daze. The moon descended into the western sky. As dawn approached, a gust of wind rose from the west like a giant wave, carrying the smell of sand, and I understood that my first day as a Kudan was beginning. Then the terrifying thought I'd let slip from my memory suddenly returned. The Kudan lives only 3 days, and before it dies, it reveals a prophecy in human language. Having been reborn in this form, I didn't care how long I might live, so it didn't bother me that I'd be dead in 3 days. But the part about the prophecy was troubling. I had no idea what prophecy to make. For the moment, I didn't need to worry. Here, in the middle of the field with nobody around, I could keep my mouth shut and wait for death. Just then, the wind picked up, and I could hear the clamour of human voices. Frightened, I gazed into the distance, and as the wind blew, I heard the voices again. Over there! Over there! The voices seemed vaguely familiar. That was when I realized that the black dots on the horizon the evening before had been people, that they'd crossed the field in the night to hear my prophecy. I had to escape, as soon as possible. I fled eastwards. A pale blue light filtered into the eastern sky, turning white as the sky lightened. Across the field, I could see a terrifying crowd approaching like the ominous shadow of a cloud. A wind rose up from the east, carrying their shouts of, "Over there! Over there!" Their voices were now definitely familiar, and they sounded nearby. In a panic I fled north, but the north wind blew, and their shouts rode back to me on the breeze. The same thing happened when I ran south. The wind changed direction, and the mass of people closed in on me. I was trapped. The huge crowd was coming to hear the prophecy from my mouth. If they knew I had nothing to say, even though I was a Kudan, they'd be furious. I didn't mind dying on the third day, but the torment before that would be unbearable. I stamped my feet in vexation, ready to flee. The yellow moon hung hazily in the western sky, growing larger. The scenery was the same as last night's. I gazed at the moon, bewildered. The day had fully dawned. The crowd encircled me in the middle of the vast field. The frightening mass of people must have numbered in the thousands, perhaps tens of thousands. Dozens of them stepped forwards and quickly got to work. They brought in timber and constructed a large fenced-in area around me. They erected scaffolding and made a grandstand. Time passed, and before long it was noon. Unable to do anything, I watched them work. Their activity could only mean that they intended to sit and wait 3 days for my prophecy. They were surrounding me like this, even though I had nothing to say. I needed to escape, but there was no way out. People filled the upper reaches of the gallery, which grew dark with the crowd. The overflow stood below the grandstand, or crouched by the fence. After a while, a man in a white kimono appeared from below the western stands, holding up a ceremonial vessel and approaching me in silence. The crowd went quiet. The man advanced with great solemnity and stopped when he was very close to me. Then he placed the vessel on the ground and retreated. The vessel was filled with clean water. Sure that he meant for it for me, I approached and drank it. The crowd suddenly came to life. "He drank it," someone said. "Finally, it won't be long now," another said. I was caught off guard and looked around. Apparently, they thought I would speak the prophecy after I drank the water. But I had nothing to say. I turned away and took a few steps at random. Dusk seemed to be approaching. If only night would come faster. "Hey, he's turned his back on us," someone said, as though surprised. "It may not happen today. Then the prophecy is bound to be important." I was sure I had heard all their voices somewhere before. I spun around and saw the familiar face of a man who was crouching by the fence and staring hard at me. At first I couldn't recall with any clarity, but slowly I began to remember, and soon I recognized the faces of my friends, my relatives, my teachers, my students. I hated the way they were elbowing their way forward to get a better look at me. "Hey," someone said, "this Kudan looks familiar." "I don't know, I'm not so sure," someone else replied. "He does look like somebody, but I can't remember who." This talk threw me further into confusion. I couldn't bear to have my friends know I'd become this hairy beast. I thought I'd better hide my face, and tried not to look in their direction. Before I knew it, the sun had set, and a dim yellow moon hung in the sky. As it slowly took on a blue tinge, the stands and fences dissolved into the gloom, and night fell. In the darkness, the crowd lit bonfires around the fence. All night long, the flames leapt into the moonlit sky. The crowd stayed awake, waiting for a word from me. The deep red smoke of the bonfire drifted up and darkened as it crossed the face of the moon, whose brightness faded, and the wind of dawn began to blow. Day broke once again. Thousands more must have crossed the field over the course of the night. The area around the fence was even more raucous than the day before. Faces in the crowd kept changing. They grew more and more threatening, and I was full of fear. The man in the white kimono approached once again, reverently offering me the vessel, and then he withdrew. As before, the vessel was filled with water. I wasn't thirsty, and knew I'd be expected to speak if I drank, so I didn't even look at it. "He's not going to drink," someone said. "Shut up, you shouldn't be talking at a time like this." There must be one hell of a prophecy. The fact that he's taking so long must mean something. The crowd grew noisy again as people came and went. The man in the white kimono kept bringing me water. The crowd fell silent each time he offered me the vessel, but as soon as they saw I wasn't drinking from it, the noise got worse. He brought water more frequently, putting it closer to me each time. I found this annoying and became angry. Then another man carrying another vessel walked up to me and stared at me. He shoved the vessel up under my face. I recognized him. I couldn't say exactly who he was, but the sight of him only increased my anger. When he saw that I had no intention of drinking the water, he clicked his tongue impatiently. "Come on, drink it, will you?" "No, I don't want to," I replied in anger. The crowd went crazy. I looked around and saw to my shock that people in the stands were jumping down, and those behind the fence were climbing over it. They ran towards me, shouting terrifying curses at one another. "He spoke! He finally said something! What'd he say? Who cares? It's what he's going to say!" When I looked up, I saw the yellow moon again. The light over the field was growing dim. The sun was setting on my second day. I was still unable to prophesy anything, but I didn't think I would die either. Perhaps the prophecy itself would cause my death, which meant that if I didn't say anything, I might not die at the end of 3 days. In that case, I'd rather live, I thought. At that moment, the ones at the front of the crowd reached my side. Those behind kept pushing forward, admonishing each other. "Quiet, quiet!" Who knew what would become of me if I were grabbed by this angry, disappointed mob? I wanted desperately to get out, but I was trapped by the human fence. The crowd grew more unruly. Shrieks could be heard over the din. The human fence grew tighter and tighter around me. I was paralyzed with fear. Without thinking, I drank the water in the vessel. In that instant, the crowd fell silent. I was stunned when I realized what I'd done, but there was no way to undo it. The look of anticipation on their faces was even more frightening. I broke out in a cold sweat. As I remained silent, the crowd slowly came back to life. What happened? Something's wrong. No, it's coming. An absolutely amazing prophecy. I'd heard this much, but otherwise the commotion around me was not too bad. There seemed to be a new uneasiness in the crowd. I relaxed a little and looked at the faces of the ones who'd formed the human fence, realizing that I knew every one of those in front. A strange anxiety and fear registered on each of their faces. As I watched this happen, my own fear dissipated and I was able to relax. I suddenly felt thirsty and took a sip from the vessel in front of me. This time nobody spoke. The shadow of fear deepened, and everyone seemed to be holding their breath. It was like that for a while, until someone broke the silence. "I'm scared." The voice was soft, but echoed across the crowd. The circle around me widened. The crowd was slowly backing off. Now I'm afraid to hear the prophecy. By the looks of this Kudan, Who knows what terrible thing he'll say? Good or bad, it's best not to know. Let's kill him quickly before he has a chance to say anything. I was shocked at the threat to kill me, but the voice was what took me by surprise. It belonged to my son, my own human son. The other voices had sounded familiar, but I was unable to place them, yet the voice of my son I recognized. In an effort to see him, I stood on my hind legs. The Kudan is lifting its front legs. He's going to make his prophecy, I heard someone say in a panicked voice. The tightly packed human enclosure began to break down, and without another word the crowd scattered in all directions. Jumping the wooden fence and ducking under the stands, they ran as fast as they could. In their wake, night once again approached, and the moon began to cast its hazy yellow light. With great relief, I stretched out my front legs and yawned 3 or 4 times. Perhaps I wouldn't die after all. And then it just ends there. What's the prophecy? Oh, let me go back to the description of this story. Also, yeah, cow body with a human face. Also, is that actually an actual yokai? I did do like a little bit of research if I could see what a Kudan was, but I ended up not being able to find anything. Here we go. Hyakken presents us with almost folksy, often humorous banquet of ghosts and goblins. Kudan, one of Hyakken's best and most representative stories, is a piece only he could have created. The title is written with a character that combines the elements for human being and cow, displaying in written form the hybrid creature from Japanese mythology at the story's center. But that's kind of it. That's kind of all it says. So is it just meant to be about like the anticipation? Is it meant to be about like even if nothing happens, people will like convince themselves of the most terrible thing? It was a, oh no, I'm in school again, I have to give a report, I didn't study. Yeah. Rather than, oh no, I'm in school, it's, oh no, I'm a yokai and I have to give a prophecy. I'd just be saying some random BS. We should ask the author. I don't know if the author is still alive, if he was writing in 1921 or 1922. What was his name again? Hyakken. Ouija. If you can communicate with a Japanese author using a Ouija board, be my guest. I don't know how you would do that though. That was definitely a less horror themed than Hellscreen. Hellscreen definitely went very hard on the descriptions. Meanwhile, that was more kind of like a thought analysis, I guess. It was like, okay, we're being put in the mindset of this yokai. Whatever you want it to be, because he loves cat ? People. Beast. I have a question I've been putting off, by the way. Go for it. What is your question? I wonder if the yokai is called something different than Kudan. Did you remember reading Hellscreen the first time? What do you mean? I read it for the first time on stream. So, I mean, kind of. Since it wasn't very long ago. You read it on stream twice? The first half and the second half? Wait, have I read it before? Have I read it before? I mean, I guess I've had this compilation of short stories for a little while, but I didn't think I'd already read Hellscreen. Really? Oh no, I'm sorry. I do have memory issues. That is, oh god, that rearing its head pretty badly. I knew I'd read some of the stories from my British short story compilation. I wasn't sure which ones out of my Japanese short story compilation I've read. If any. It was a while ago. That's kind of embarrassing actually. I didn't remember at all. I completely forgot. Even though Hellscreen, when I read it the most recent time, it impressed me so much with its like vivid descriptions. I didn't remember at all reading it before. What the heck? You can always read it again to be sure. Have the title of this book right? It is. It's a compilation. It is the Penguin Book of Japanese Short Stories. It is. When's it from? Edition published in Penguin Classics 2019. Needs that blood transfusion to refuse microplastics. Credit card in their brain is making them forget horror. Found it, thank you. Yeah, no problem. Actually, I got recommended another collection of short stories. I have quite a few friends who read a lot, and I got recommended some cool stuff, some longer form stuff, but also a collection of horror stories. Which, let me go find it again. Because when I read the description, I was like, "Whoa, this seems perfect. This seems interesting." I mean, they're just the publishers for this. The editor and translators are different people. Song for the Unraveling of the World is what I got recommended. And it says, in these stories of doubt, delusion, and paranoia, no belief, no claim to objectivity is immune to the distortions of human perception. Here, self-deception is a means of justifying our most inhuman impulses, whether we know it or not. So that's pretty cool. And here, what story you might read after you? I'm still debating it, and we still have a while to go. We're only in 1921, and the stories in this book go all the way up to 2014. So we still have a lot to read from here. I do own War of the Worlds. Is it War of the Worlds? War on the World? War? I think it's War of the Worlds, which is another classic that I would like to read. I did get recommended a cool fantasy sci-fi book. It's written from like two different perspectives. One of them is experiencing the world in a more sci-fi, like science perspective, while the other is viewing everything in a more like fantasy magic perspective, and I thought that was really cool. Or of the yeah, it's one of the ones I'm thinking. I'm not sold on it yet. Where is this? Here. Elder Race by Adrian Chayvosky. It's apparently a novella for sci-fi fantasy. I've read it and it's bad. Okay, it's Elder Race by Adrian Chayvosky. That's the one that I've been recommended. Not the one. Okay, that's good, because I'm pretty sure this Adrian Chayvosky is this person's like favorite author. So that would have been really rough. That would have been really rough if you're like, yeah, it's bad. Honestly, I need to go down to a bookshop and like see if I can find more stuff. Because I like actually reading from like physical books. So like this penguin, you can hear I'm like holding the book, even though I don't really have room for physical books. But like whatever. I love physical books. So yeah. War of the Worlds if I don't find anything else I wanna read before then. But I do want to read War of the Worlds as well. Like, that's another classic. Gotta crowdfund you a house or something? That is way too much. That is way too much money. Page turning is a nice touch. I think it's the one thing that makes it so I'm able to claim that this stream is ASMR. Because I don't whisper or anything. I feel like it wouldn't be as enjoyable a listening experience because the focus is on the book. I feel like it would be less pleasant to listen to if I was whispering. But page turning's a nice sound. Okay, the next one in this collection of short stories is General Kim, written in 1924. 1924. General Kim. Probably in Loyal Warriors. I prefer the reading over the... Oh, I mean, the reading is the more important part for me, to be honest. But also, I do want to provide something that is, like, nice to fall asleep to. And I think page turning is an ASMR trigger for some people, so it's nice that I have a mic that can, like, pick up that stuff. General... No, it's not. Where is General? You still have a pretty quiet and calming voice even if you're not whispering. I mean, I'm glad. Whether you watch this stream for ASMR reasons or whether you watch this for just reading purposes, or whether you read this just to like come and chat, or whether you listen just like for calming, relaxing reasons, like. At the end of the day, as long as you're enjoying what you're getting out of the stream, like, that's the most important part, really, isn't it? General... Why can't I find it? General... Did I skip over it? What the heck? Did I read the title wrong? Was that the author? No. Akutagawa Ryunosuke. General Kim. Akutagawa. Akutagawa. Oh! Well, Akutagawa is the same guy who wrote Hellscream. Oh! Oh, here it is. Oh, I see. So... in the editorial note where it lists all the books in order, or all the stories in chronological order, it just calls it General Kim. But apparently the full title... it might be two different short stories. One called The Great Earthquake and one called General Kim. But yeah, so apparently the one in the next section is from the Disasters, Natural and Man-Made section. So apparently it is specifically written about the Great Kanto earthquake in 1923. It was written well, I guess it took a year to write. 349? Oh, I see. So okay, the Great Earthquake is like a very short... It's literally like a almost an introductory I guess. Oh, okay. Pause one. So I think what it is the Great Earthquake is an actual, like, the part that's actually about the earthquake itself that happened in 1923. But then the story. So Akutagawa Runosuke, being the same one who wrote Hellscreen, he links Japanese mythology into more, I want to say more contemporary stories, but his stories are still written in the past, so... Hello, Gravity. So I think he links the earthquake in Kanto to maybe something else, because the next one is written set in 1592. So I'm not entirely sure what this is about. I can see Korean names, which is worrying, knowing the history between those two nations. So yeah, I guess we'll see what this is about. I can see some, well, Akutagawa's descriptions in Hellscreen were sure something, and I can literally read the passage. Not to give spoilers, but there is the description of corpses literally in the first paragraph. I think this guy was a fan of writing about the dead. Just a hunch. Just a little hunch. So yeah, that'll be next time. Whatever this may be about. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna put the book down now. The Lovecraft of Japanese literature. I mean, I can't lie, his descriptions are amazing, and that's even when they've been translated into English. So I am like, I know you can't capture nuance perfectly when you translate from one language to another, like 99% of the time. So I can't help but imagine that unless the translator is also a very talented writer and decided to kind of put their own flair on it, I have to imagine that it's just really incredibly written in the original. But I don't know Japanese, so I can't exactly read it. Not that I imagine that reading Japanese from the 1920s would be a particularly easy task, even if I did know Japanese. Sometimes I struggle with English from the 1920s, so yeah, maybe not. Either way. Book. Sorry, not book. Story. Read. What if JP learning streams again? Man, I would love to. I just don't... I don't know. It worries me. Like, I don't know whether I can make progress well enough. I don't know whether that would be interesting. Something like Dostoevsky is great even in translation. It just makes me wonder. Like, it makes me also wish that I was at least bilingual, so I would be able to, like, compare translations. I remember I watched a bit of a documentary about, oil rigs in Southeast Asia, in one of the Southeast Asian countries. And obviously it was like subtitled in English and everything, but then I scrolled down to the comments and it was full of people being like, yeah, they translated what the people were saying really badly, like they completely misinterpreted them and even changed the meaning of stuff they said. And I'm like, damn, I would have had no idea, as I don't know every language on the planet. I really wish I did though. If I could have any wish granted, it would be to know every language, current and historical. Mistranslations, yeah. I worry even about mistranslations in when I try and like communicate. When I started communicating with Senmu to get my model made, So I put it through DeepL. I put it back through DeepL like several times to make sure that the meaning wouldn't change over like multiple retranslations. And then I would then send the final sentence to someone that I knew who was studying Japanese, so at least knew Japanese better than I did, so that I would then be like, oh, you know, can you check that this at least has the correct meaning and I'm not saying anything really rude to the person that I want to make my model. Varies based on language. A good translator is a great service to our work. I can imagine. A translator who can capture like the nuance, explain, like a lot of things are also like, you've got sayings that aren't literal, you've got like idioms, you've got just like, it's difficult to translate all of that across sometimes. Real dick for destroying the Tower of Babel. I mean, it wasn't specifically the destroying of the tower that was the problem, it was the punishment. Yeah. I just don't... I will keep trying to learn Japanese. Like, I took a Japanese class in the past and I did pretty well. I got a distinction, even though I was reeling trying to keep up because it was such fast-paced lessons. The lessons were like, was it 4 or 5 hours long, just solid studying for 4 or 5 hours every week. It was specifically the fast track course. The other class was, they only had 2-hour lessons every week, but they took twice as long. But I wanted the fast track because I didn't want to have to take the train to a university in a different city. Easier to learn a language if you plan on being mute proficient? Mute proficient? I don't know. Japanese is still something I want to learn. I would never travel to a country as well without knowing any of the language. I feel like the most important word to know in any language is sorry or excuse me. I feel like the most valuable thing is to know how to apologize. Because the thing is, the word sorry or excuse me is like very malleable. Like, oh, you can use it to get someone's attention. You can use it to kind of like, if you are taking too long to try and type a sentence into your phone to translate it, you can be like, sorry, if you accidentally bump into someone, if you do a social faux pas, you can just say sorry. I worked with a lot of them that understand or even write pretty well. They couldn't. Oh, that's interesting. You want sumimasen in every language? I do. When I was briefly thinking about visiting Finland a little while ago. During the summer, I was like, I want to escape my hot country. I wanted to go somewhere cold. And so for a little while I was thinking about visiting Finland for like a week or so. And so I was like, okay, I need to find out what sorry is in Finnish. Lots of different words in different languages when playing Overwatch. I would worry about the kindness of those words. I would worry heavily about the kindness of those words. But yeah, I guess in a way it can be easier to understand a language than to speak it, because in a way, if someone spoke English and they if you took an English sentence and you took out all of the filler words, as, the, but, like all those little, like the connective tissue of the sentence, you could probably still make a pretty solid guess at what someone was intending to say. But trying to speak a language and knowing that you don't know where the connective tissue goes between the words, you don't know the particles, you don't, like, yeah. So I can see that it would make sense to be better at understanding a language than actually speaking it. And I guess it does happen a lot. You get a lot of people who, like, even in the VTubing sphere, you can see a lot of the Japanese Hololive members, even the ones who don't speak English, they do still kind of understand English when it is spoken to them. Oh, the heroes. Okay. Good. Please do not learn your languages from the players of Overwatch or any competitive video game. This may have to do with the nature of, like, yeah, maybe English is taught nearly everywhere. Different languages have these things in different places. Yeah, exactly. So when you learn when I was learning Japanese, the hardest part of Japanese learning was not like individual words. It's like, oh, what's a dog? Inu. What, like, how to read like certain times, how to, like, all of that is fine. It is specifically trying to get the words in the correct order and then connect them with the correct words with the correct particles. So, like, grammar and stuff. So that makes sense. When you hopping on Overwatch? 10 years ago. Sentence composition, yeah. I've still got notes in my when I did do my Japanese course. I've got notes on like what order the sentence is meant to go in. I really should start like picking it up more again. It's just impossible to get people to try games. I don't play first person shooters. I'm sorry. When you're hopping on Slay the Princess, it's either gonna be the 23rd or the 30th. It is going to be a Thursday. It's going to be one of the Thursdays of this month. I'd really like it if I could stream on Thursday this week. But given that I could hear the mice earlier, I'm not putting a lot of stock into it. When we're playing Pico, what? Is that a real invitation? I can play Pico. Well, I don't think I own Pico Park. I think Pico Park looks fun. I'd play it. Hop on Titanfall. What? The mice might add to the atmosphere. It's not that I think that the mice might get picked up on stream. It's just, what's stopping you from getting it? Do you want the real answer to that? Because it makes me sound kind of pathetic. I can't sleep with anything over my head. I've tried. I really can't sleep with headphones. So I tried I tried one of those like headbands that has like the ear things like in the band to like muffle ears. I can't wear earplugs. Earplugs make me really uncomfortable. I really hate the sensation. Yeah, it's autism. I have to sleep in complete silence, complete darkness. You have a fan? Fans do bother me. I don't like white noise while I sleep. Actually, a lot of the time I will wake up with a headache if there's a fan on. Even my computer fans. If I accidentally like leave my computer on overnight while I sleep, I will wake up with a headache. Ask about those headband things. Yeah, I thought it would be really good. I thought like, because the problem with headphones is that I would have to sleep with my head. I'd have to sleep on my back, and when I sleep on my back, my my left arm goes numb. Like I think I somehow I like trap the nerve in my arm or something, and so sleeping on my back is very uncomfortable. Like I still do lie on my back a bit, but then I always have to roll on the side, and you just can't do that with headphones. There's a ton of those sound dampening pads. What to put between me and the mice? You have the same amount of requirements to sleep as it's my equivalent. My sleep requirements are my boyfriend. Sleep is my true love that I desire. That I will never attain. On the ceiling? Sleep with a fan on, the tinnitus looks... Oh yeah, I fortunately I don't have tinnitus. I do get like ringing in my ears sometimes. I feel like everyone gets ringing in their ears sometimes. My bed has to link. Crazy. Yeah, I do get ringing in my ears sometimes, but not much. So yeah, I need silence. It doesn't have to be like perfect silence, but like it helps. Which is why in summer having my window open really sucks, because I can hear there's like a dual carriageway, like a kind of busy road within hearing distance if I open my window. So I can hear the cars. It's annoying. But yeah, I'll sort the mice out. It'll be fine, and then I'll go back to silence. That, or yeah, we'll crowdfund me a house that has a basement so I can sleep in the basement. I'll soundproof the basement. That's the only place where I can have quiet, I believe. Have the earth itself absorb the noise. But until then, I deal with what I have. But yeah, that's why the mice disrupt me so much. It's not even that they make noise, because it's also so inconsistent noise, it like makes me jump every time there's a slightly louder noise. And so it makes me panic. And so then I really can't sleep. Can't go directly from attic woman to basement dweller? Do I need to sleep on like the other floors first? Should I move to the ground floor before I go to the basement? Oh, para, that's mean. Moss blanket in a nice forest cave would be sick. Only if it's got good internet connection. Only if it's got good internet connection. Otherwise, yes, I would. Sure. One level of separation first. Alright. Comfortable with white noise, it drowns out those random noises in the night, I guess, but like I said, I get a headache. I get a headache very easily from white noise. I also, fun fact, the piano in the background music, if you can hear, I just tapped my headphones so you can freaking see my hands. I can't listen to like calming music when I sleep. Number one, I've already mentioned I've got like weird issues about slow music. But I jump when like an unexpected change in the melody happens, even. That's how jumpy I am. I get like slight, not jump scared, but like startled enough that it sends my brain back into activity mode if there is a change in the stimuli. I'm like, I'm perfect as Nightwatch. In another life, I am the gods person. In another life, I stand guard over the town gates, and I keep my ears honed for any suspicious approaching noises. But that's not very helpful in the modern era. Forced into it when I had a roommate that snored. Now I need it. Scary. Stay the night in a friend's apartment. All the cars. Oh yeah, I mean, like I said, when I open my window, I can hear the dual carriageway. It's not even right next to my house. It's like a little bit away. Yeah, car noise is unpleasant. I could never live like right next to a main road. That would drive me insane. I wish basements were more common in the UK. Basements are not that common in the UK. Guys, do you have any... let me move into your basement. Be a scary creature down there for you. The assholes that love to rev their motorcycles at 2 AM at night are the worst. I remember like a few years ago on my stream, like sometimes you would be able to hear there was some. Sorry, I nearly called him an asshole. He is an asshole. There was some guy who would rev his. He had like a shitty little quad bike. He used to race around in. He'd go right outside the front of my house and you could literally hear it on my stream. So sometimes he'd do it during my stream, and then other times it would be like, yeah, 1, 2 AM at night. I'm just here like, bro, what the hell? You actually remember that? God, that was ages ago now. Don't have one? Oh, where am I supposed to go then? Imagine if I was kidnapped by the monster. What monster? What? Have a basement with no windows, it's even finished. Yeah, let me in. Aren't quad bikes as harsh terrain? What does someone in England use one for? It's literally to just be annoying. literally just to be annoying. It's a monster in every basement. Then that's why you need me, because I replace I am a monster, and I replace the hostile monster in your basement. I'm a vaguely annoying monster, but I'm not a hostile monster until I am. Don't worry about that. England is harsh terrain? Not really. I live like 20 minutes away from anything resembling a town though. How far of a walk are you from the nearest corner store? Who is blushing? Who is using flushed face super hard? Oh my god. You're pleasant? I don't know if I would be pleasant if someone had to live with me. I don't think I could live with myself. Yeah, I wouldn't want to live with myself. I already got close enough with that when I lived with my dad. Me and my dad are so similar that it fucking sucked. You would not want to walk? Oh. Okay. Yeah, no deal then. The fact that I can walk 5 minutes and reach the corner store is very convenient for me. Kind of take care of yourself like a real cat though. Hold on, what does that mean? What does that mean? What does that imply? I mean, yeah, you don't have to. I'm not a dog. You have to take me for walks or something. I crawl like Huh? No, hugs, not. I call you hugs. You're not dogs to me. I meant like a real dog. I'm sorry. Sorry, more than most VTubers. It's best not to think too hard about. I don't really consider myself like the most functional person in the universe. But then I remember stuff like, oh, I had a job. Like, I've had jobs all the way up until COVID. You know, I can be trusted on my own. I don't eat rotting food. I mean, I prefer not to eat, but... And then I'm like, huh, maybe I do have it more together than than a lot of VTubers. You don't drink green slime. That's true. Who's drinking green slime? I'm scared. Who's doing that? Mika, Mika, why? I drink chunky. I remember. 7-kilometer walk each. What? That's all it takes, and you definitely have it together. Yeah, I am not one of those VTubers to consider themselves a quote-unquote girl failure. I would never use. I feel like sometimes we kind of like joke about it. But I feel like I can force myself to be functional. Immune system. Oh my god. No wonder they turned into the Grinch. Grinker. Not growing mold in her shoes. I mean, to be fair, a lot of that sometimes like isn't really the fault of the VTuber. Sometimes it's poor housing conditions. Like if you live in a very moist, run-down house, mold can just grow on the things that you own, regardless of like how well you try and take care of things. It's not really always a thing you can control. Remember when everyone started pretending the word moist better than? That started on Tumblr, I'm pretty sure, so yeah, I do remember that. Why did that get held for review? YouTube said that you're not allowed to say those words. I guess I can see why it got held for review, but whatever. I get it's not in this context though. It's not in this context. Maybe I don't know. I don't care. I'm not taking it that way. I choose not to take it that way. My barracks have a mold problem. Yeah, that makes sense. Moist and exfoliated. We use the word moisturized usually. But yeah, I don't know. I don't consider myself the most functional, but I also don't consider myself a failure, I guess. I'm not middle ground. What comes after 6? I actually experienced, while I was on the bus today, I experienced 6, 7 out in the wild for the first time. I still don't really know what it is, but there was some kid on the bus doing it. There was some kid on the bus saying it, and I was like, man, what? That's real? Like that's in real life? People are actually doing that in reality? It's not just like an internet thing? That's crazy. Mine did too. They didn't let me move out until I dusted the inside of the drawers though. Black mold's still there at the end. Yeah. When I lived in a rented property, in the student property, I remember anytime that it rained, the rain would seep through the bricks and actually into my room. So I'm pretty sure there was mold in our house as well that the landlord was just like painting over every time. Brain rot has penetrated into... See, I really can't go really... I can't be super harsh about memes like 6'7" and whatnot, even if I don't understand them. Because at the end of the day, I still remember when Vine was popular and everyone was quoting Vine in real life. I still remember when people were doing the Doge meme, like saying actual Doge memes in real life. Like, I can't, like, it's not really like a new thing. There's always been the stupid dumb internet shit that is spilled out into real life, so I can't really be mad at the Gen Alphas for this, even if I don't get it. Saying Drew, I'm so sorry. They were when I was 16, when I was in college. Yeah, they were. Verbally assaulted. What? Yeah, oh, they did it to that reporter? Oh, okay, sorry, I'm like skimming sentences. Yeah, I mean, verbally doing anything like that, no matter what you're saying, is kind of a dick move in general. I can't believe it. Confused about because I knew the song, didn't know they were referencing it. I didn't even know that it was referencing a song. I thought it was some kind of like, not creepypasta, but like some kind of like creepy internet story tangential kind of thing, but if I really wanted to know, I would look it up, but I don't actually have that much interest, to be honest. Too far gone, that's why I dump my stuff here instead of the room. Thanks, Para. Thanks for being a cultural guide to Gen Alpha. Guessing it's just Skibbity Toilet for maybe. Sung by a rapper in Philly, definitely not something you would like, I imagine. Fair enough. Yeah, I don't know. Thanks, Para, for always keeping me updated on the latest insane things that the young people are saying. So hard to get people to watch Skibbity Toilet. I'm actually amazed that something in Gmod ended up being so popular with Gen Alpha. Like, I can't believe Gmod is still alive and thriving. That's crazy. Job spend my orc with the unks and hags. I'm gonna get you. Old Gmod shitposts. Yeah, exactly. I'm still not watching Skibbity Toilet though. I don't feel that the only source engine stuff that I really like watched any of was the TF2 shitposts, because I was a TF2 player. But given that I never played Half-Life, well, I tried Half-Life, one of them, but it's a first-person shooter, so I didn't like it. I say that right after saying I played TF2, but like for some reason, I don't know. I guess I was more tolerant back then. Although I guess playing Pyro doesn't really make it a first-person shooter, it more makes it a first-person obliterate everything in sight, so... Turning 20- you are not turning into a unk when you turn 20, are you kidding me? Para, you are literally a fetus. You have always been a fetus. You are not attaining unk status. Hardcore Civilization actually goes harder. It's worth it. I have actually heard that it's pretty good. I remember when everyone was memeing on it. You can play third person Overwatch Arena. Hugs. I know you're trying really hard. But please, Blizzard already owns so much of my soul. I don't want to sell more of it. I don't want to sell more of my soul to Blizzard. I already know that the moment I turn off stream today, I'm gonna open up World of Warcraft and start playing. Like, it's so over for me. Still not invited to the grown-up table at Thanksgiving. I mean, if it makes you feel any better, I don't celebrate Thanksgiving because we don't celebrate Thanksgiving in the UK. Trying hard, not trying hard to completely play Overwatch. This is the episode. I see. Salt the rest of it. My soul? No. Epic Games cannot have my soul. Jesus Christ. Talking like a real addict. It's fine, I can quit anytime I like. No, it's fine, because I know that my playing games like this comes in waves. Yes, I'll play obsessively for a while, but then I'll kind of like fall off a little bit for a while, and then I'll come back. Like, I can't do anything by halves. I'm either fully obsessed or disinterested. They added it. I know they added. Well, you can still get the Miku skin. I thought that event was ages ago. Anyway, no, I'm not playing Fortnite. Unless you meant like a Miku skin to the Epic Games launcher. I'm still not doing it. Nope. Nope. Not doing it. I know Fortnite has a rhythm mode, but I already have rhythm games. And that Dempa rhythm game's coming out this winter that I need to get obsessed with. Stop trying to get me to play over Fortnite. Rhythm mode Miku skin. If I wanted to play a Miku rhythm game, I'd just open Project Sekai on my phone. You don't have the Miku skin? Hit Tremato. I don't have the Epic Game Launcher installed. I've never installed the Epic Game Launcher. Yeah, so I meant to say Coco. I mean, you'd never fool me with that, because I know that Coco isn't being added to anything, so... Over Fortnite? I'm sorry, I just started saying Overwatch for some reason. Could you imagine the Coco physics model? But the thing... she'd have to do that, like, oh, what's the anime where the person, like, shoots and it goes, like, between the girls. She'd have to do that kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that would work very well. High school. Oh, Para, of course you know. Of course you know the anime with that scene. How much more can I squint? What does that mean? You know what it means. I remember the main reason why I know it myself. I've never watched that anime, but someone did calculate how fast her body would have to be moving to dodge that bullet. And I think they were like, oh yeah, they need to like break the sound barrier. Like she would make a sonic boom with her body. Oh, whatever the plot, yeah, of course you do. Of course you do. Sure. Anyway. They just don't make it. I mean, I genuinely don't think they do. I genuinely don't think they really make it that way anymore. Ouch. I feel like you either get... I don't know. Because, like, Dress Up Darling is definitely not the same kind of ecchi. I would say that Dress Up Darling is probably ecchi. I haven't watched the anime to it, admittedly, but I did read the manga, like, ages and ages and ages and ages and ages ago. That's definitely ecchi, but not in the same way that a lot of older ecchi anime were ecchi. Or fanservice-y. I just watch Isekai slop now. Gotta go have a good rest of the stream. Thank you! I'll be ending soon anyway, I think. I've been streaming for nearly 2 hours. There's a character she cosplays as Valentine in the name. Oh, in Dress Up Darling? I don't know, I didn't come up with everything. I'm searching too much. The JoJo character called Valentine. It's me. Every single character ever in every franchise that's called Valentine is me. I remember when... Is it her name Elfelt? When Elfelt Valentine was released in Guilty Gear, I was like... White hair, white and red. Me. That's me. Prisoner Veronica? Oh. Not me. It's not Valentine, it's not me. Anyway. Are you gonna check out the Roblox mode of Genshin? The Roblox mode of the what? What did you just... You can't see how far I'm actually tilting my head, but like... The what? They don't know? I don't. They are clueless. They being me. The hell is the Roblox mode? Look up Genshin usage. UGC? Milliastra Wonderland. Design or create their own custom domains or game levels. Okay. Okay. Sure. Sure. No, I'm not. No, I'm not going to check it out. Moved all those games those poor child made for them. I've still never played Roblox, so I do not have a deeply nuanced opinion. Play Fortnite all the time on that. You play Fortnite on what? Fortnite is literally free. Why would you play Fortnite on Roblox? Come on. Come on now. Anyway. Play the Roblox version of WoW? Shut up. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna end stream. I'm gonna go. Did not realize how rubbing my face was gonna change how my voice sounded there. What have I gotta say? It could be plus $15 a month. What? What was I saying? This is why I need to end stream. I'm getting disorientated. Sleep is making it hard for me to stream. So, am I streaming on Thursday? I do not know. If I do stream, I will post about it on Twitter, and obviously the Discord will also notify. But I just can't confirm. Like, here's the thing, right? I feel like I can do the sleep streams, this late night stream, because I can keep up. I can keep up better with chat. I still feel like I can't even keep up with the speed of chat when I'm like not at 100% brain. But like I feel really guilty when I'm not able to keep up with chat very well for like my normal daytime streams, and when my speech gets like a little bit disorganized, I get really self-conscious about it as well. I really dislike it. So and those aren't the only reasons, but like they're bigger reasons, I guess. So yeah, I will kind of like keep Thursday open as a potential stream, but would you survive if your numbers went up a lot and your chat was moving constantly? It's not that I wouldn't survive, I would just be constantly plagued with guilt about missing messages. I would be like, internally, I wouldn't say it, but I would be like, damn, where are the lurkers? I love lurkers. Just pretend you're a big shot. Ignore the. No, I hate ignoring the chat. You realize that this is socialization for me as well, right? You realize that this is my socialization too. No. I was getting a little bit better at reading chat when it was faster, but I still am not as good at it as I would like to be. I'm better than I was when, like, say I first started streaming, but it's just one of those tasks that is not very easy. Especially when you're playing a game or something. It's really embarrassing playing games on stream, but also like paying attention to chat, because it does absolutely destroy your actual gaming ability. You can absolutely not game to your full potential when you are also reading and responding to chat. Like, it is just not possible. Reading is hard. I tried reading out loud and decided to don't burn books. Good heavens. But yeah, I mean, I guess, like, if my numbers went up a lot, like, I would be happy that I was able to reach more people, that more people were finding some kind of whatever their reason was for watching me, whether it was relaxation or social or just like I don't know, whatever their reason, like, I would still be happy that I was reaching more people, because, like, if I can help people, even if it's by like being a source of comfort or just like something to listen to relax or anything like that, then I'm very happy. So like, by an extension of that, like, if I can do that for more people, that is only a positive. That is only a good thing. But yeah, I am plagued. I try not to talk about it too much, but I am actually plagued with a constant sense of guilt all of the time. I am I feel an extremely strong and overwhelming sense of guilt almost all the time. I would say it is my primary emotion. So whenever anything goes wrong, that really flares up really badly. Whenever I read my chat and I look at a message and I'm like, damn, I read it but then I didn't respond, or oh, I missed it completely, like, or I forgot the context in the 5 seconds between someone's messages, like, I end up feeling guilty. What if their reason is tax fraud? How are you committing tax fraud by watching my stream? But I support if you are somehow managing to commit tax fraud by watching my stream, I'm impressed. If you're watching my stream to avoid doing work, if you're watching me on company time, hell yeah. I definitely support you. I am rooting for you. Do your best. Watch you because your book is shiny. Yeah, fair enough reasons. It's like someone dangling keys in front of a child. Want you to miss schoolwork, the good old days. I mean, I still hope you manage to do alright in school. Work is different. You don't get paid for being at school. Work is different. If someone is getting paid by watching, like, and they're watching me, then that is wonderful. That's great. I love that for them. Anyway, you have the that is one of the meanest things anyone has ever said to me in my entire life. My guilt is not Catholic guilt, okay? My guilt is I'm not even Catholic. I'm not even raised Catholic. Wait. Catholic. Holy shit. I turned out great. I'm just government. Harry, you gotta get out of there, bro. You gotta get out of there. You gotta do your minimum time and just get the frick out of there. The world was just I would get paid to watch Purity VT. Hell yeah. Either way. Whatever the reason is, like I said, I'm happy. I'm happy that I am the person that people go to, and I would be happy if more people, if I reached more people and helped more people. But yes, it would also stress me out. It would also stress me out real bad. Subconsciously you modeled your design after an angel because of your affinity with the cat. No. Okay, you can't call me Catholic. Like, I went to a Church of England primary school. Yeah, it's the wrong denomination. Catholic aesthetics. Oh, don't get me wrong. Catholic aesthetics do absolutely go hard. Like, yes, you are correct. Like, the churches, holy moly. Also, yeah, I know Gravity is Catholic. Church of England is just... Really? Is it? That's what's so impressive? Wait. Why did they make dog? Because that's the point of the game. I'm about to sneeze, but I don't want to stream and sneeze. Orthodox aesthetics, they are Catholic ones by a mile. Alright. Anyway. Let's round this up. Sneezing. No, I'm not gonna do it. By mentioning it, I managed to suppress the sneeze. I'm not gonna sneeze. Alright. I'm probably not going to bed. I'm probably going to play World of Warcraft, but I'm going to do it while my brain is mush. Thank you very much for coming to stream. Whether I see you Thursday, I've got no idea. Oh, that's what you were doing, huh? Whether I stream Thursday, I don't know. Whether I'll stream next Monday, I don't know. I will be doing my absolute damnedest to keep doing these late night reading streams because they are easier than my daytime streams. So I will, hopefully, if I do not see you earlier, I will see you next Tuesday/Wednesday. What am I waiting for? Please, it's nearly been 2 hours. What do I do now? In WoW now they got rid of leveling. I'm already level 70. If you're level 70, start doing some of the old content dungeons. This website, if you type in your realm and your character, it will show you the collectible things you still need to collect from each expansion, so you can go back and collect them all. Okay, anyway. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming to stream. Have a very good night. Get something to eat. Get something to drink. Take your meds. Pay your bills. I remember to pay my bills today. I forgot until today. It's fine. I'm not late. I still have like 2 weeks, but I get nervous when I leave it, when I don't pay it like instantly. But yeah, good night. Onyasumi. Good night, good night.